So welcome back, guys. In the previous video we defined the material. Next we are going to do now is we are going to define the sections. So on ETABS, for beams and column we define them as beams or frames. Then for floors we can define it. Then shear wall we define that. So once we click define, you will see section property. So the first thing we are defining is defining property is our beam. So create section beam. So automatically ETABS has given you some default sections, but we are not using that, so I can delete them, delete it one by one, or delete multiple properties. So select them and delete, but one must remain. So I'll create a new property, then select this shape, then choose a name I want. So I want to give it beam 230 by 450. So I'll choose the material I want. So this is the concrete strength I want for my flexure. I'll select it. Then I can change the display color in which I want. Then I can also change the shape from here, but in this case I want to use concrete rectangular. Now the depth of my beam is going to be 450. The width of my beam is going to be 230. Then we have property modifiers. So in the next video, after defining, I'm going to be explaining why I'm using some values here. So we have torsional constant. I'm going to use it. Now one good thing about ETABS is you can easily do calculations. So if I want to do 1 divided by 1000, I can just type it 1/1000 and it gives me in decimal. So this is 0.35. Click OK. So reinforcements now, because we've defined it as a frame, but we want to specify it to ETABS to design it as a beam. So I'll select it, M3, design as a beam. So I'll choose my rebar strength. Now the cover to my longitudinal, like we all can calculate it from the cover plus stirrup then to the centroid. So I'm using a value of 45, then also 45, but it doesn't matter, it gives you the area of steel, but you still need to place something. So click OK. So we've created the first beam. I'm going to delete this that ETABS created for me. So I just add a copy of this property. That's going to be for my roof beam, which will be beam 230 by 300. So in the previous video, the reason why it's because this one has not changed, so I'll change it here to flexure and choose it, then change my depth to 300. So check that the property modifier is the same thing. So click OK. Check for the reinforcement also, click OK. So I'll go back to this to change it. So modify or show property and change this to flexure. Okay, so click OK. Now the next we are going to create our column. So we have just a uniform column from ground down to the roof. So add a new property, choose this and give it a name you want, column 230 by 600. So material, choose this compressive member. Then depth, the depth of the column is 600, then the width of the column is 230. So we have property modifiers, which I'm going to explain in the next videos why we use them. We have 0.7 and 0.7. Okay, so click OK. Then the reinforcement now is going to be column. Then I'll choose my concrete strength, my steel strength, choose this. Okay, now you have some options, configuration. Do you want, is it going to be circular, is it going to be, so if it's circular, this spiral will come on, so you can choose this, but we want rectangular. Then check or design. Do you want to check your design, or do you want to design it, or you want to check the reinforcement you provided and the section size? So whichever one you want. If you choose check, you specify the number of reinforcements. Maybe I want 25 and 25 here, and I want to use Y8 as my syrup, so I'll choose check. Then it will place this particular reinforcement into the section I created and to check if it's adequate. But in my case, I want to be designed. I want it to give me the area of steel, so I'll select this. So this doesn't matter, I don't need to tamper with it. I can leave it like this and nothing will happen. So I click OK and click OK. So you can see we've created the beams and columns, so remaining the slabs, and in case if we have a shear wall, so click OK.